What's up guys, and welcome to a new video to Union Arena. Today we are taking a look at the blue color of the new version 2 Bleach Set. And we're talking about the Mayuri and the Rukia. So the Rukia deck here wants to bring out a lot of 2 action point cost characters, like the Byakuya, Renji and Ichigo. The Byakuya Renji are the main engine in this deck since they can restate the action points, which makes them ultimately an 1 action point cost character. And the Raid Rukia freezes someone slightly better than Hitsugaya because the character is frozen until Rukia is removed from the front line. The rest are some great support cards to draw some additional cards, and yeah, that's the deck. The Mayuri deck is slightly difficult and you need to think a lot. So, to keep the explanation easy, there are 3 key elements in this deck. Mayuri, Nemo, which is the second card in the picture, and the Corpse Unit, which are the remaining cards on one side. Now on paper, their mechanics are simple. The Corpse Unit characters die, Nemo searches, and Mayuri buffs and recycles the corpses and Nemo. So you end up endlessly recycling your own characters over and over again. This is probably one of my favorite decks, even though it's kind of difficult to play. So let's head into the battle. Alright, we're here in the tabletop simulator. In the blue side over here, we have the Rukia together with the Renji and Byakuya double action point cost characters. And in the red side, we have the Mayuri here, and this Mayuri deck is, holy moly, it's so difficult to play, to be honest. So let's draw the dice to see who will go first. And it landed. Okay, we have a 6 and 6, wow. So need to roll again. And we got a 6 and a 2, which means that the Mayuri will go first. Alright, I think this is already my third try. Try to showcase this deck because it's like super difficult to play around. So I think we're gonna start here by just playing our zero cost character first, the Loopy. When sidelined, place 2 cards from our deck into the sideline, because this deck wants to mill like a lot of cards in the sideline. So you can play these characters with the effects of like the Mayuri or other characters. Right, let's untap here and end the turn. Alright, the Rukia will gain 2 action points and she can draw an additional card, I think. This is also a really decent starting hand. I think I'm gonna start by playing the 0 cost Ichigo into the sideline. When played I can draw a card and then sideline 1 card. We got 2 of the Rukia raid, huh? Don't really need her that much. Gonna put 1 of her into the sideline. And then for our second action point we're just gonna play 1 of the Rukia here. Untap and end the turn. Right, Mayuri's turn again. We get a Zangetsu actually to draw more cards. I think we could use it this turn, but it's usually better to just fill your board. Before I do that, I'm gonna move her to the front line. I'm gonna play 1 of the Tsurushi into the energy line. When she's sidelined, you can draw a card. And then we're gonna play 1 of the 0 cost Mayuri too. Head into the battle phase, swing with her, and we get a raid trigger. So another Rukia, which means it's kinda good that we sideline this character. Alright, we can untap here and end our turn. We'll stay at the 2 action points here. We can draw a card and there's another Bankai. That's kinda impressive. Since we only have 2 action points characters on our hand, I think I can bring the Renji out this turn. Yeah, we're gonna play 1 of the Byakuya into the energy line. If this character is active, he will gain another energy generation. Then we're gonna play the Bankai, restate 2 of our action points. And then play the Renji into the front line. If I had a character with double action point cost in my field, I could switch him to active. However, he's the only one, so I don't get to activate this. However, I could activate his Vent Blade ability to switch 1 of my action points back to active. But I don't see the point in it now. Yep. So let's just untap and end our turn. Now we enter the third action point phase and we draw a 4 cost Mayuri. I think here the best thing to do is start off by playing his name is Zangetsu, just to draw 2 cards. Normally you would need to run this. Normally you would run this deck only in the Ichigo deck because you can draw 3 cards, but it's also kind of nice in the Mayuri deck. Then we gotta play this 0 cost character into the energy line. because we don't have much option here. I think I actually activate one of the Bankais too. The 2 of mana action points back to active. Then we will play the Corpse unit here. His 2 abilities. The first ability is active main, sideline 1 Corpse unit affinity character on my field. And second ability is active main switch to resting. You can only activate this ability if a character has been sidelined this turn. All Nemo and Corpse unit affinity cards on my field will gain 1000 battle points until the end of the turn. And then I will raid with the Mayuri, move him to the front line. When play, choose up to 1 Nemo or Corpse unit affinity character on my field. It will gain 1000 battle points and impact 1, which will be this character. However, I think she can be blocked with the impact damage, so that's like not a big plus. Then he has an active main ability if on the front line. You can only activate this ability if a character on your field has been sidelined this turn. Play up to 1 blue Nemo card with 1 action point cost or 1 blue character with the Corpse unit affinity and 1 action point cost for my sideline set to resting on the field. Which basically just allows you to like recycle your characters, which I'm gonna demonstrate now. I'm gonna use the first active main ability here. I'm gonna sideline this Siruchi. This allows me to draw a card. And then I'm gonna use the active main ability of this Mayuri. You can only activate this if a character has been sidelined this turn, which it has been. I can bring back one of my Corpse unit or Nemo cards from my sideline, set to resting on the field. Search, it's only 1, so I can just bring her back for free. Really nice synergy here. Okay, we enter the battle phase, and I think I can only deal 1 damage here. 4k swing, which will connect, and there is no trigger, and then this impact damage will be blocked by the Renji. Alright, let's untap and end our turn. This will be our first free action point turn. We get another Renji here, huh? It's pretty good, honestly. We don't have the double action point cost Byakuya, however, so I think I will do an action point draw here. Oh, that's nice. We get the Blue Rukia. Let's start by playing the Bankai here. And we're gonna play the Rukia for our first action point. Look at the top 5 cards and reveal up to 1 double action point cost character. Search top 5. We wanna find the Byakuya here if possible. But we can only find the Renji. Now the Byakuya would have allowed us to do like a nice combo. But the Renji is fine too. Then we will rest 2 for the Renji. I will use his when played ability, put 1 character from my hand on the sideline. Can set 1 action point and set it back to active. Then I will use his active main ability. Since I have another double action point cost character on my field, I can switch his character to active. And then for the last one, we're gonna raid the Rukia here. Move her to the front line. When played, if on the front line, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line and switch it to resting, which will be the Mayuri. If it's your turn and there is a character with 2 or more action point costs on your front line, it will be frozen instead. Set to resting until this character leaves the front line. So he will be frozen like forever, I think. Until this character leaves the front line. So until the Rukia leaves the front line, he's frozen. Okay, I understand. We don't untap yet. We just go to the battle phase and start swinging here. We get a lot of attacks. None of them are impact. Let's swing with the Renji first. I think I will let the first attack get through, and this is a get trigger. Then another Renji. Again, I can only block 1 of the attacks, which is an active trigger. Now this is an interesting interaction here, because it says the chosen character remains set to resting until this character leaves the front line. So I think if I use the active trigger on him, it wouldn't really matter, right? Because he's still frozen. So I will use it on her. She will be a 4.5k character, which means I can block this Rukia swing. Okay, let's untap here and end our turn. So my Mayuri is just dead here, I think. Let's draw a card, see if we can do anything here. And I think I might just be able to do so. Okay, he has to be on the front line. Actually, let me play another one of her into the energy line. And then we will use this first ability here, sideline 1 corpse unit affinity character on my field, which will be her. I can draw 1 card. Then I will activate his active main ability if on the front line. If a character has been sidelined, I can play 1 blue Nemo or 1 blue card with corpse unit affinity and 1 action point cost set to resting on my field, which is this character. And then I will use the, oh by the way, this guy will get 1000 battle points because 1 character has been sidelined during my turn. Then I will use the second ability here, switch it to resting. I can only activate this ability if a character on my field has been sidelined this turn, and then all Nemo and Kurzu corpse unit affinity cards on my field will gain 1000 battle points, which will be him and her. Then for the last one, I'm gonna play the Mayuri onto the front line. When played, you may sideline 1 character on your field with the corpse unit affinity. If I do, choose one of my opponent's characters with battle points equal to or less than the character's battle points and sideline it, and then I can draw a card. So I will sideline the Dordoni here, which has a total of 4000 battle points, which means that I can KO this Rukia, and the Mayuri is not frozen anymore. By the way, this character is rested on the field. Alright, then this guy has like 2500 and will be blocked, so I cannot attack here. Let's end the turn and I can untap the Mayuri again. Alright, let's draw a card here. I think I can freeze the Mayuri again. And I can pop someone back to the hand too. Yeah, I think that's a good play. Let's rest 2 action points, play the Ichigo. I didn't know you could do that. Onto the front line, when played, choose up to 1 character with 4000 or less battle points on your opponent's front line and return it to the hand. Which will be this Mayuri, I think. Although it kinda hurts. And then for the last action point, we're gonna raid with the Rukia again. Move her to the front line and freeze the Mayuri again. Alright, let's enter the attack phase. We can swing 2 hits for free again. This is an active trigger, so she could block a 4.5k swing. Let's swing again here, and it's a color trigger. I can return the 3.5 character on my opponent's frontline back to the hand, and there is no 3.5k character, so unfortunately this will go to the sideline. And then the Rukia can be blocked by the Loopy over here. Okay, let's untap and end our turn. The Rukia turns are super quick compared to the Mayuri turns. Let's draw a card here. This guy is frozen again, and we didn't see a single Nemo here, which is kinda sad. So I think I will start by using the corpse unit here. I'm gonna sideline the Seruchi, which allows me to draw a card here. That doesn't really help me either, right? Let's use the active main ability here, because the character has been sidelined my turn. I can bring back 1 character from my graveyard, which will be this guy. Now I'm pretty sure that battle point boosting abilities also activate on the energy line, so I will put him here. However, I don't know if he will already get 1000 battle points, because 1 character has been sidelined. Since it says during your turn, if another character on your field has been sidelined this turn, this character gets 1000 battle points. Wait a minute. Does that mean he doesn't go up to 4k to begin with? So he only goes up to 3k? Is that correct? No, it's like if another, every time, like if another character on your field has been sidelined this turn, this character gains 1000 battle points. It's not once per turn, right? But I think he has to be on the field for this to activate. You know, let's just put him on the front line. Alright, then I'm gonna play another side into the energy line. So could sideline another character, which I will do, to sideline her again, so I can draw a card. And this is our special trigger. That is kinda nice. So this character will gain 1000 battle points. Then we use the Bankai to set our action points back to active. I will play one of the... why not? Let's play one of the Charlotte here, into the energy line. Then I will activate the special trigger, sideline one of my corpse unit affinity characters. If I do, draw a card and play up to 2 blue characters with a full energy and 1 AP cost that are either Nemo and corpse unit for my sideline set to active. Gonna sideline her, I think, which allows me to mill 2 cards. And then I can draw 1 card because of this and play up to 2 characters for my sideline, which are either Nemo. I can play them set to active, right? So I'm gonna play her set to active to the field, and why not? Let's just play him set to active. This guy will get another 1000 battle points because the sideliner character. Actually, let me grab back her. I think that's a little bit better. So I can activate her. Active main ability, side one character with the corpse unit affinity. If you do, look at the top 4 cards, reveal up to one Mayuri, Nemo, or corpse unit card. So I'm gonna sideline this. I can draw a card, then look at the top 4. For Nemo, Mayuri, or corpse unit card, doesn't really matter who I pick up here. I think I'm just gonna take this Nemo. Bottom deck these and take her to the hand. And this guy will get another 1000 battle points. If it works correctly. And then I think I just have to play him again to sideline him. Which means I can KO this Rukia and my Mayuri is not frozen anymore. Then I can switch this side to resting and all my corpse unit cards will get 1000 battle points. And I can finally get 1 swing in with the 4k Nemo here, which will be in draw trigger. Alright, let's untap here and anti-turn. Okay, time for a quick turn here now. Yeah, 3 energy. Cannot play a lot of cards this turn. No, I cannot do an action point draw. Because then I cannot play the Byakuya. I can, however, play the Rukia now. Into the energy line, so I'm at 4 energy. Then we're gonna play the Byakuya onto the front line, set to resting. Choose up to 1 of the following. If a Rukia has been played onto your field this turn, I can choose 1 action point and switch it back to active. Or I could reduce the next Rukia card by 1. But since I don't have a Rukia card on my hand, I cannot activate it. And then I think I'm just gonna play the Renji into the energy line. When play it, choose up to 1 character on your field with 2 or more action point cost. And it gains impact 1, +1 during this turn until the end of the turn. Okay, which doesn't really matter because none of these characters have impact. So I will just give it to the Ichigo here. 3 life cards. I think I can safely deal 1 or 2 damage here. Let's swing with the impact Ichigo first before I lose it to a special trigger. So hit, and it's a final trigger. Then do I want to go down to 1 life card in the next turn? I don't have any nullify impact, so I think I have to block both of these attacks. So the next Renji will be blocked by the Nemo, and this Renji will be blocked by the Mayuri, I think. Okay, we're gonna untap here and end out. Alright, we draw here. I hope we don't have to do another big turn. I think I will move this Charlotte here to the front line. Then play 1 Nemo into the energy line, sideline 1 of your characters with the corpse unity affinity card, and then look for Mayuri. I can only like sacrifice this character. Gonna mill 2 because of her. We already lose 1 of the Mayuris, which is not good. And then look at the top 4 for a Mayuri card. I think I will get the 0 cost here. Our deck is, by the way, down to 16 cards, which is kind of crazy. Add this guy to the hand. Then we can double resurrect this turn, right? Let's play the Mayuri into the energy line and raid him immediately. Use the event bite ability to give our Charlotte here plus 1000 and impact 1. And then I will activate his active main ability. Since the character has been sidelined, I can play 1 blue Nemo card or corpse unit card from my sideline to the field. as rested, which gonna be this character first, and then I also gonna use the second ability here to bring him to the front line. Alright. Now I can use the ability here. I can first off sideline this character again to draw a card, and then all my Nemo and Corpse unit characters will gain plus 1000 battle points until the end of the turn. Okay, my opponent has 4 life cards. I have 1 impact swing and then 2 Mayuri swings, which probably can all go through because he could potentially finish me next turn. Start off with the impact 1 swing. We gain an active trigger. Then we're gonna swing with another Mayuri. There's no trigger, and this Mayuri will be blocked by the Byakuya then. Okay, untap over here and anti-turn. This is already like a really long battle. Let's see if we can finish him off this turn. We draw a card and it's a Bankai. I mean, our board is pretty full, to be honest. There's nothing much that we can do. Let's do an action point draw for free. And then I guess if you remove the Ichigo, play the Byakuya onto the energy line without anything else, because there's not much we can do here. And then we swing, start swinging. Oh, hold on. Before I do this, I actually forgot that I can use this Ichigo's ability once per turn if on the front line, draw a card, and place 1 card from my hand to the sideline. The Renji doesn't matter, right? I mean, I could draw an additional card, but like, oh, actually no. Let's play the Rukia. Use your one blade ability. I can draw a card. Okay, well, GG. If it would be a special trigger, then that would be nicer though. However, Byakuya doesn't do us anything here. So let's head into the battle phase. We're gonna swing big here, probably clear the whole board. I think I can take 1 damage this turn safely. So the first swing will not be blocked. And it is an active trigger, which means I will protect one of my Mayuris. Then swing Byakuya, can draw another card. I will block this, and since it's not my turn, this one sideline ability will not activate. Otherwise it would be like a #1 blocker. Then another Renji, and the Ichigo will be blocked by the Mayuri. Alright, let's untap over here and anti-turn. Untap over here too, 2 Mayuris on the field. Straw card. Not much that we can do here. Huh? Let's move her to the front line. Then we're gonna play the Seruchi here into the energy line. I'm gonna use the Nemo ability here. We're gonna sideline this card. I can draw 1 card and then look at the top 4 for your Mayuri. Mayuri is the only thing I need. We'll get the 0 cost here. Bottom deck these and add this guy to the hand. We also got a special trigger from that, huh? Then gonna use the Mayuri ability. Since the character has been sidelined, I can bring some characters back. Doesn't really matter for me which I bring back, right? Yeah, doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna bring these 2 back with both of these abilities. I don't even think I need the special trigger this turn, right? Actually, let me get him back instead of this guy. Then we will use the Corpse unit here to sideline this guy. And when sidelined, if it's my turn, I can switch one of my opponent's characters to resting, which gonna be one of the nullify impact Renjis here. Sadly, I can only activate this ability once per turn, so I cannot rest the other Renji too. Then we're gonna play the 0 cost Mayuri and raid him with this guy. Move him to the front line and buff my Nemo here for 1000 battle points. Why does it always give 3000? 1000 battle points and impact 1. I can also rest this card to give her another 1000, and then we're gonna attack, huh? We got 3 Mayuris on the field and 1 Nemo. If this isn't like an accurate battle or something like that. So the question is here, in which order are we gonna swing? Because we can do 1 damage safely. And I think the impact damage might be blocked by the Renji too. So yeah, swing with the Mayuri first. We get a draw trigger. Impact Nemo is gonna be blocked by this Renji. He has nullify impact, if you didn't know about it. Then Mayuri, he has to block, and Mayuri, he has to block. I can't believe that we actually managed to turn this around a little bit. I mean, it's only one impact damage that is that could end the game, you know. So yeah, we're gonna untap here and end the turn. Untap over here to draw a card. The only card that we need is the Renji. This Renji. If we draw one of them, we could potentially win the game. So yeah, we gotta do an action point draw and hope that we pull him. And we did not, unfortunately. Okay, let's move the Renji to the front line, because I think we're gonna play 2 Byakuyas this turn. Then we're gonna use the Bankai. The 2 of our action points back to active. We're gonna play 1 Rukia, which then allows us to play the Byakuya. Activate his when played ability since the Rukia has played onto my field this turn. Or I can only choose 1 action point and set him back to active. I cannot play both of them. Well, that's fine, because I only need 1 to fill my board a little bit more. So let's play the Ichigo, draw 1 card, and then sideline 1 card. Byakuya. Okay, move to the attack phase. We got 2 swings here, and only 1 of them will get through. Gonna swing Renji, which will be blocked by the Nemo. And then this guy will be blocked by the Mayuri. Alright, untap here and end the turn. Untap here too, draw a card. Both defenses are super high here. And don't think I have another Mayuri that can give me impact. So I think these next turns will just be like kinda tedious. Let's play the Nemo into the energy line here. Activate her active main ability. We sideline her, draw 1 card. Search the top 4 for a character. Oh yeah. Actually, I don't need to add him to the hand, because I don't need to play him, whatever. Just gonna add him to the hand. Then we will use the triple Mayuri abilities. We can resurrect 3 characters. I think that should be GG. So we will bring him back into the energy line. We'll bring him back into the front line. Just use 2 of these abilities. Then we're gonna use one of the corpse unit here. We're gonna sideline him, which means I can arrest one of my opponent's characters. This guy will get plus 1000 battle points. I will use the Mayuri again, as my last Mayuri I mean. Bring out a random corpse unit, because I don't really need to worry about it too much. Use this active main ability to sideline her. Draw a card. This character will gain another 1000 battle points, so he's at 4k. Now I can just play this Mayuri into the energy line. When played, I can sideline 1 character and then KO 4k, which will be this guy. Otherwise I could also just KO the Renji, which would be okay too. And then we don't really need to do anything else, right? Let's just play the special trigger for fun. Oh no, we cannot play the special trigger because we don't have a corpse unit card. So let's just play a random card onto the front line. Let's move to the battle phase here. We're gonna swing Mayuri, which will be blocked by the Renji. Gonna swing Mayuri, which will be blocked by the Ichigo. And the last Mayuri will connect. And there's no special trigger. And so finally this game is over. Holy moly. That took long, and this deck is like, holy moly, it's so difficult, and it just can't die. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the end of the Blue Rukia versus the Blue Mayuri. Please leave a like and comment, and I will see you in the next video.